Jai Shri Ram. If you are very serious about improving your English, conversational English, and also your vocabulary, and if you are serious about becoming a good communicator, a good speaker, a good orator, which is vital for success in life today, then please listen carefully and try to repeat after me also if possible, and use these expressions and construct your own. In fact, buy a nice notebook where you keep collecting expressions. uh, Keep collecting nice phrases which you can use. You must repeat them a couple of times so that they become part of your natural vocabulary. So let's look at these phrases. I just constructed it a long time ago, and before I throw this paper away, I thought maybe for what it is worth, I can record it and maybe you will gain from it. So 50 expressions to create the right impressions. I think that was a nice title I gave it. We must cultivate a proactive attitude. Please, you must cultivate a proactive attitude. A proactive, this word is such a lovely word. Stephen R. Covey uses this word for a large extent in his book. Proactive, the opposite is reactive. Proactive is explained as a person who anticipates the future and prepares accordingly to meet that now. To meet that, he will be preparing. Proactive people are goal obsessed and they are not bothered by anything. They keep learning all the time and they work to achieve some great goal. They also spend some time anticipating what the future is likely to be and work on what they need to acquire now in order to meet that future. See, the opposite of reactive basically means a person who is comfortable in the status quo, who is a status quoist. statusquo hyphen status hyphen quo. Status quo means existing state of affairs. A status quoist means a person who loves to live in his comfort zone. These are people who complain a lot. They complain whenever they see change. They resist change. They hate change. These are people who waste all their time. Remember, all of us were born geniuses, but most people achieve nothing in their lives because they become reactive. So reactive means always, complaining about something or the other, right from morning till night. These are people who have something to be bitter about, something to complain about. They're totally embittered, frustrated, and spread negativity wherever they go. There's a lot of free floating anger with which they infect everyone else. Please cultivate a proactive attitude. It's a nice phrase to remember and use. Quality service is a non-negotiable ethos of life. A non-negotiable. So use this phrase. There are so many non-negotiables in life. Okay. Very often we get into some arguments without realizing that there is hardly any need there. And we must tell that person, listen, that is my shraddha, my faith, and just as I respect yours, so this is a non-negotiable. For example, Gau Hatya. I worship the Gau Mata. Gau Mata. Gavo Vishwasya Mataraha. As a Hindu, I consider myself a Govatsa. Govatsa means the child of Gau Mata. See, mother's milk we may take for a year, but Gaumata's milk we take throughout our life. So Gaumata, that is why we worship her. That is our sentiment. We worship Gaumata as our mother. Now, if some rascal wants to kill and eat, then it is not going to be allowed, right? So I don't want to use any strong language here. Article 48 in the Indian Constitution says that Gau Mata should be protected. But no laws have been passed, and in some states the laws are there which are not enforced. So in Saudi Arabia, for example, they consider the camel a holy animal because Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that they must drink camel milk and camel urine. But anyway, United USAFI, I think, UN has released a letter, public letter, many years ago, that camel milk is dangerous because it causes what is called MERS, Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome. So anyway, that is there. So in Saudi, you cannot kill a camel. That will be considered an act of sacrilege, and I think the punishment is capital punishment, death. So this is a non-negotiable. There we must know what the non-negotiables are, so that we can politely tell the person to shut up. This is a non-negotiable. Anyway, the phrase here is quality service is a non-negotiable ethos of life, right? So highest quality is the lowest cost, which means if you produce the best quality, eventually you will capture the market, and then the economies of scale will operate, and your costs will automatically go down. So quality service is a non-negotiable ethos of life. Ethos means culture. Endeavor to discriminate between facts and mere opinions. Discriminate between facts and mere opinions. A discerning mind. A discerning mind means a keen-minded, astute person who has the capacity to quickly understand, size up people and size up situations. A perspicacious mind, percipient, trenchant observer, trenchant, a trenchant observer. These are all important GRE words, by the way. A trenchant observation, trenchant analysis, penetrating, incisive, astute, shrewd, and canny, C-A-N-N-Y. Galling and appalling. It's really galling and appalling. Galling means irritating, appalling means shocking. Wiles and stratagems, wiles and guiles, very cunning tricks to cheat others. Presumptuous. Presumptuous means taking too much for granted, thinking too much of oneself, feeling very entitled, and thinking that one is a VVVIP. So people who are presumptuous are arrogant and think too much of themselves. Prodigious achievement. Prodigious means extraordinary. Prodigious achievements are extraordinary. Prodigious means extraordinary. Cancerous idleness. Idleness is a cancer. Evangelical fervor. An evangelist is one who believes in converting others to his religion. So these pastors are there, evangelism. But evangelical fervor. Fervor means passion. This is a phrase that conveys the meaning that somebody is really passionate about whatever he is doing. It is a crusade that he is working for, with an evangelical fervor, sort of. Blatantly ignoring the rules, blatantly ignoring propriety. Blatantly means outstandingly bad, really shameful. Parochial outlooks. Now, parochial means very narrow-minded, showing loyalty to a particular group, very provincial, limited. So that's parochial outlooks are dangerous and not good for any corporation or even in politics. Unmitigated hypocrisy. Now this is what I call unmitigated hypocrisy. Use this phrase to beat somebody. Unmitigated means going on increasing, not decreasing, relentless. Hypocrisy, as you know, hypocrisy, say one thing and do another thing. Most people today are hypocrites. And one thing that there's only one thing I hate in this whole world, that is hypocrisy. Unmitigated hypocrisy. Now unmitigated. So unmitigated means complete, perfect, consummate. Unmitigated disaster. Blurting out the truth. Blurt means to say things without thinking. So always have good control over your emotions. Be self-possessed. Never blurt out your inner feelings. Never lose your composure. A debonair personality. A very debonair personality means an extremely positive kind of person who is very, very what you call suave, S-U-A-V-E, which means very cultured, very sophisticated, very cultured. So that is suave, S-U-A-V-E. Then so suave plus vivacious. V-I-V-A-C-I-O-U-S. Vivacious means energetic, lively. And then also very accessible, very affable, A-F-F-A-B-L-E, very friendly. So if you find three things in a person, three absolutely positive qualities. One, the person is very civilized, very cultured, very refined, very suave, S-U-A-V-E. And then very energetic, very lively, very bubbly, full of spirit and energy. And then at the same time very friendly. He has no airs of importance. He is not conceited. He is not presumptuous. Very down to earth, just like our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, who is perfectly a debonair personality. So it's an ultimate positive word you can use to describe somebody. Snazzy and swanky means very rich and chic and very lush and luxurious. A snazzy car, a snazzy apartment. Chummy, very friendly. Ingratiating smile, ingratiating manners are those which will find you favor with everyone. Very friendly. But ingratiating can also mean a person who is very fawning, groveling, and behaving in an obsequious, slavish manner, trying to gain favors using flattery. So, ingratiating is a word which can be used positively and negatively. Crusty, churlish, peevish, all three words mean very irritable, hot tempered, eh, always, ready for a fight, sort of angry. An enthralling rendition by Kishore Kumar. Enthralling means captivating. Enthralling beauty. A rendition. Rendition means the act of singing a song, dancing, performing some art. So that is rendition. To render a song. I will render a song, which means I'll sing. I'll render a few dance steps. That means I'll dance. So I'll render a poem, which means I would read out a poem. Redeem is a very important word again. To redeem has many meanings depending on the context in which you are using this word. To redeem means to justify. To redeem means to recover. So redemption in religion means salvation, moksha, nirvana, freedom from suffering. So these are the meanings of redeem. Ambitious task. An ambitious task means a challenging task which requires a lot of effort and courage. So it's an ambitious task. Vainly groping about. Vain means futile, useless. Grope means, with closed eyes. And groping is also a crime. You see, people do that on crowded trains and buses. So groping is, trying to feel the bodies of women and all that. So groping is a crime. So vainly grope about means when you don't know what you want in life, you have no clear goals, then you end up vainly groping about in life. So actually, I'm reminded of a quote of Albert Einstein. Somebody asked, how do you work? It's a very open-ended question. He answered, how do I work? I grope. Now that's an awesome answer, because what that means is he keeps on doing something or the other without really knowing why he's doing what he's doing. Because anyway, it's not that he's wasting his time and doing silly things. He is obsessed about his research on nuclear physics and atomic physics and all that. So in those directions he keeps groping, which means he understands that there's something called serendipity, or fortuitous discoveries do happen. So don't sit idly, don't idle, keep working and you keep groping. You're not sure what you want, but then you will end up finding something great. So I think he said something wonderful. Say, that has been my value system anyway. How do I work? I too grope. I keep doing this and that and so many things, and something falls in place and I have an epiphany. So excruciatingly boring. Yes, unfortunately many GRE classes are. I think it all depends on the teacher. Excruciate means very painful. You can make a mnemonic. Excruciate. She ate a screw. An iron screw she ate. And obviously the screw will poke her insides and it will be painful. So excruciating means very painful. Excruciatingly boring means unbearably boring. So most of the pravachans these days, I don't want to name people and I don't want to name the organizations also. The pravachans, the sermons are excruciatingly boring. A pravachan has to be exciting, lively, energizing. It has to be education plus entertainment, edutainment, spiritually entertaining and educative. So if it is too very academic, then it will become excruciatingly boring. An intriguing puzzle. Intriguing is a word which means fascinating but puzzling. I'm intrigued by his ability to, do whatever he does. To intrigue, the word intrigue has many meanings depending on the context in which you are using it. Intriguing means fascinating and puzzling, very attractive. Now, political intrigue means a conspiracy. Romantic intrigue means a secret love affairs. Okay. Self-serving fabrications. Fabrications are lies. See, most of our historians or these fake historians like Romila Thapar and Ramachandra Guha and all those, some Sharma, all these Marxist rascals, I call them. They have written fake history for which I think they should be given a capital punishment. Because you see, misleading one person, cheating one person is a petty crime, but cheating entire nations is, I think, a capital offense. So these rascals, their history is all self-serving fabrications, just to glorify Abrahamic religions, glorify Marxism, and demean and denigrate and demonize Hinduism. That's what they have done. Hmm? Uh, See, it is a fact. We Hindus have won more wars than we lost. That is why we are still 80% Hindus, majority. There were, I believe, about 45 civilizations in the world. All of them have been wiped out except Hinduism, which means all the others, they lost the battles. They lost every war. They lost the wars to Christianity and Islam and communism. Whereas we have been fighting. We have been very dogged, tenacious, persistent, unrelenting, relentless. That is why Hindu civilization is still alive and kicking, and we are 80%, which means that we must have won more wars than we have lost. So instead of telling us the real history, they have been feeding us self-serving fabrications, and they used to call it history. Lies, all pure lies, unmitigated hypocrisy, unmitigated fabrications, lies. Conscientiously fulfill your duties. Conscientiously means with a strong moral compass. Inconceivable wealth lies within yourself. Inconceivable, that means unthinkable. And stop yapping frantically. I find boys and girls these days yapping frantically on the phone, on social media, or even physically, and I doubt if they are really talking about something worthwhile. If they are talking about GRE vocabulary, or if they are talking about some great objectives, how to develop a personality, public speaking, or hobbies like Scrabble, Rhapsodomancy. There are so many wonderful games you can learn which will enhance your ability, public speaking, and so many games like Scrabble. I favor Scrabble more than chess because it will teach you vocabulary, and there are wonderful tournaments all over the world where big money can be won. So, what are you yapping frantically about? Movies, social media, your snobbery? My God, you're wasting your time. Stringent yardsticks are necessary. A yardstick is a unit of measurement. Stringent yardsticks, which means strict discipline will be implemented. Meticulous planning, meticulous planning. Compelling logic of the Bhagavad Gita, very forceful. Perverse logic of the other books. Perverse logic, which means it is distorted, very weird, irrational. Ruthlessly weed out all bad habits. Ruthlessly weed out all laziness. Ruthlessly weed out complacency. Ruthlessly weed out antisocial elements or slackers in an organization. SLACKER. Slacker means a malingerer. MALINGERER. A shirker, SHIRKER, one who doesn't work, one who avoids work on the pretext of illness. Academic renaissance, cultural renaissance, religious renaissance, social renaissance, rebirth, this is the need of the hour. We must drastically overhaul our own thinking and perestroika, restructuring everything. I declare emphatically that if you have not started studying the Bhagavad Gita, then you will waste too much time in life, because a miss is as good as a mile. A miss is as good as a mile. Please check up what that means, okay? I declare emphatically that you must buy Mukundananda's Bhagavad Gita and start reading that, because that'll appeal to you, the current generation. Mukundananda, Swami Mukundananda is a very learned man, and his lectures on Bhagavad Gita are awesome. Please buy that book on Flipkart and listen to that. Or YouTube's videos are also available. But I prefer that you buy a book and keep it with you. Read all the time. Think. And ask questions if you want. Ask him or ask me. I am ready. I declare emphatically that it is high time you start studying the Gita and living the Gita. You will become so rich and wealthy, unimaginably. Inconceivable wealth lies within you, but you are still poor. What a shame. Kaleidoscopic facets. We all have so many facets, kaleidoscopic facets life has, and we must endeavor to learn as much as possible. That's the best way to love life. The best way to love life is to learn as many things as possible and view as many of these kaleidoscopic facets of life. Intellectual blinkers. Intellectual blinkers. Blinkers are put on horses to prevent horses from looking this side and that. It's a piece of leather which restricts the vision. Intellectual blinkers simply means, the inability of many people to reason out and reject all the foolish superstitions that they are indulging in, believing in the wrong God, believing in some idiot who's not a god, believing in psychopaths as gods, instead of Krishna. If you believe in so many others, of course, within Vedas you have Shanmata. Adi Shankaracharya is also known as Shanmata Sthapanacharya. Vaishnava, Shiva, you can worship Krishna, Rama, Shiva, Shakti, Ganesha, and Kartikeya, that is Murugan, and also Surya, and so Devi. So you already have so many, such a wide choice of Ishta Devatas. Choose one. Why do you run after these bloody hairy Babas, some hairless Babas? Just because all fools are worshipping some Baba, does it make him a god? No. Look at his biography, you will be shocked. He's a bloody idiot, he's a rogue, he's a rascal. And if you are still not willing to rethink out of your ego and involvement, then it simply means that you are wearing those intellectual blinkers. So you are suffering because of your own intellectual blinkers, intellectually blinkered view. Tiki-taki. Tiki-taki means cheap and flashy and something that will not last long, very poor quality shoddy goods. So I don't know whether you enjoyed listening to this rant of mine, which was titled 50 Expressions to Create the Right Impressions. But I feel immensely satisfied that I have done a good job. So please work out the inflections and practice using this regularly. And cultivate a proactive attitude. Ruthlessly weed out all your friends who are wasting your time. Friends who are doing PhD on you. PhD means pull him down. They are pulling you down. Henry Ford defined a friend as a person who brings out the best in me. Are your friends bringing out the best in you or the worst in you? Jai Shri Ram.